Overnight, we received this letter from the Greenwood Chamber of Commerce. They're not sure if he was killed inside the home. This isn't the first time they've had a run-in with this car. One woman telling me she watched as firefighters filled the road here. Right now, you can see that firefighter working with the man as the flares light them up. But we do know that she was called over to one of these stations here. They want these sidewalks repaved. They said they've had people tripping and falling that are coming to visit the area. You can actually finally get a look, a little bit better of a look of that helicopter out there now that the sun's starting to come up. That glow and some of the flames that are starting to shoot up just across the tree line here. Tulsa police say a woman noticed her stalker circling her yacht club apartment in his white truck. They say she had her husband walk her to the car, and as they got to the door, the man identified as Justin Davis jumps out of the car with a gun. TPD says the husband and wife ran to the apartment. Davis followed. They locked the door, and Davis reportedly shot out the lock, injuring the husband's hand. While entering the home, police say Davis grabs the woman and drags her toward his truck, pointing the gun at the husband and assaulting the woman.
And finally, at some point, an officer arrives at the scene. Davis sees the officer, lets her go, gets in his truck, and leaves the apartment complex.
Tulsa police followed Davis down I-44 for about 4 miles. As he gets off the 21st Street exit, he crashes into a light pole.
It appears he basically surrendered without incident, from what I could tell.
Davis was sent to the hospital. Police pulled shotgun ammo and a gun from the car.
I can only imagine how scary that would be, that someone has your loved one and also has a weapon pointed at you, threatening you and threatening your loved one at the same time. So he was very heroic in his actions.
Police say the woman is in the process of getting a restraining order on Davis. Reporting in Tulsa, Jeff Morgan, News Channel 8. It was cold and dark as 2 helicopters broke the early morning calm, circling over this Osage County pecan grove. 1,200 pecan trees with new buds, all in danger of being severely bitten by today's freezing temps. And the farmer is a familiar face, former Tulsa Mayor Dewey Bartlett. For him, a frozen crop is devastating.
Well, 2 years ago, we had our best harvest in the history of this pecan farm, 25,000 pounds. Last year, when we had a bad freeze at almost the same period of time, we only had 6,000 pounds harvested last year.
Bartlett knew he needed to do something to protect his pecan farm. He called in 2 helicopters to push warm air sitting 10 to 20 feet above the trees down towards the crop.
So the helicopters, by flying around, moving all that air, it does warm the air up enough to where it won't damage the buds that are on each one of our pecan trees.
Currently, the pecan buds are in a delicate stage. This morning, the temperature around the trees was 27 degrees, low enough to damage the buds. The choppers were warming it to about 32 degrees, which is considered a safe temperature. But we still don't know if it saved the crops completely.
Sometime late this afternoon or tomorrow, we'll be able to tell if there's a color change in the bud. And if it still remains green, life is good.
Bartlett told us a full harvest allows them to make money. If the freeze forces them to lose 20,000 pounds of crops, it will only cover costs for a few months.
If we save the crop, oh yeah, it'll be money well spent. If we lose a crop, hopefully it won't lose the entirety of the crop.
He's hoping calling in the choppers was worth the investment. Reporting from the Great Buffalo Pecan Farm, Jeff Morgan, News Channel 8.